Alright class, so just wanted to make a quick video about the CO2 car project and how you need to model this block first in order for you to be able to utilize Fusion to get your sketch and your drawing of your design to cut out of this block. So this is the block you're going to be modeling, and all the instructions for this block are on the PowerPoint slide that I put up in class. So I'm sorry about the noise in the background. The 3D printers are running in this workroom, so hopefully it won't mess up the quality too much. But I'm going to go ahead and just remind us again what those dimensions are. So if you look at this slide here, you'll see that the side of this is showing in this view right here. You'll see that this right here is the side profile. Okay. This down here is the top profile, and then the back, it's important because you got to know that the back has the hole for the CO2 cartridge, and you got to know how high that's going to be. And then this square at the bottom, it needs to be 6 square millimeters, okay, on either side. And so to model this, I know it might seem easy, but there are some challenges that people might have along the way. So there's multiple ways to do this. You can model it by using, you're going to model it by making a shape and extruding it out, but there's so many different ways to do that. But let me just show you one way that might be helpful and might give you some guidance with that process. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to open up a new design, and on this new design we're going to start off by creating a sketch. And we're going to make a rectangle, and for the purpose of doing this, it's probably easier just to go center. And you're probably wondering, do I use the XY, the ZY, or the XZ? Which plane am I going to use? And so I'm just going to stick with using this XY plane, and we're just going to start building this from the origin to make it a little easier. So here's my center rectangle. We're going to bring it out, and you'll see that both of those sides are shown. So if we were to go back to this, we know that looking at the back, we need the back to be, the dimensions aren't really shown here, but you'll see that the height and the width is shown here, right? So the height is going to be 50, and the width is going to be 65. So 50 and 65. So height 50, width 65. So height is going to be 50. We'll type that in, and then tab, and width is going to be 65. Okay, so there's my rectangle that I drew. Okay, so going back again, this is going right here. If you look at that measurement there, that's the height. Because we're looking at the side of this. So the height is 50, and the width over here is 65. Right? So let's go back, and now we're going to extrude this out. Now some of you might say, I'm going to put the circle on there. I want to draw this this little notch at the bottom. That's where the fishing line is going to go to make the car go straight. So that's where that's what that's for. But you actually can just extrude this first and then draw those features in later. So we're going to make the block in its entirety. So now I need to know how much do I need to extrude it. So if I look at my side view, you'll see here that 223 is the total length of the block. So we're going to extrude this side, and we're going to extrude this side out to 223. Alright, and so there is my full block I just made. Okay, I'm going to center that. Alright, now I need to then think about, alright, how do I go ahead and get my, which way is going to be back and which way is going to be front? That's really up to you. You can decide how you want to do that. The origin, if I turn that light bulb over here on, it shows my origins over here. I'm just going to stick with maybe the side that I extruded out as the side that I'm going to put the hole. So I'm going to just rotate this back around to this face, and that's my front. As you can see, that's how I turned it. I just clicked on this face here, made that the front. Now I got to draw the back part of the car on this face. So I'm going to start with this circle, and the circle is going to be drawn by sketch, center diameter circle, and I'm going to try to get it to the center as much as possible. Now you don't have to be exact, but you can just actually put a circle in here anywhere you want, and we're going to just pull that out, and you'll see that it says the diameter. What do we want the diameter to be? Well, if you look here, the diameter of this circle on the back where the CO2 cartridge goes in is a diameter of 19. So I'm going to put this as 19, maybe like 0.1 or 0.2 to make it so that it's a little bit of room so that that cartridge isn't too snug. I'm going to put it 19.1, and so there's my circle. Now, if you think about it, this circle now is set at the center, or about, approximate. We need to then make sure that that circle ends up 29 millimeters from the bottom, okay? And we also have to make sure it's centered between here. Remember, the width is 65, so it's got to be in the middle. This is the middle of 65. It's got to be 29 up. So it's kind of like a coordinate system now. So what I do actually is I press the letter D. When you press the letter D, it's a shortcut towards dimensioning. And so if I were to go in here, I think there's a way to dimension, and there's a sketch dimension right there, right? D. So if you click on D or click on this, it's going to show you that. So I'm going to just press D. I'm going to click on the center and also the bottom of the line, the bottom line. This is the distance that's got to be 29, right? If I go over here, it says 29. This is the distance up. So I'm going to press 29, and it moves that circle down to the 29. Now I got to figure out, okay, I got to put this circle at the center. So I want to press D again for dimension. I'm going to click the center of this, and this line over here, this has to be the center of this line. And this line, remember, we measured that line to be 65. So it's got to be half of 65. So I could actually just type that in here, 65 divided by 2, and it places it right in the center. So now I have dimensioned this circle to be exactly 29 and 32.5. I'm going to move it up there. Okay? All right. So once I've drawn that out, now I can extrude that out. But now I'm going to also draw the little notch at the bottom. The notch at the bottom here that you see right there. Okay? If you look at the measurements, that's 6 by 6. So it's 6 up and 6 down. So easy way to do this is just to click on the front, that view again, this front view, which is the side. We're going to create a center rectangle. Okay? And from this center point right here, all right, we're going to create a rectangle out that is 6, okay? 6 in terms of its width, not height, sorry. 6 in terms of its width, right? And then it's got to be double that height, right? Because I want to cut out 6. It's got to be 6 by 6. I'm going to make this 12. So now you'll notice that where it's covering this area right here, right? That right there, that part, that half is going to be 6, now it's 6 by 6. So I'm going to stop my sketch, right? And so you'll notice now that this feature that lights up, which I can now extrude out all the way, that's going to be 6 by 6. So I'm going to press E for extrude. I'm going to extrude this all the way to the other side. Okay? And so notice how the arrow is going that way. Well, I'm just going to say choose an object. I'm going to click on this back face right here, and as soon as I click on that, it's going to all extrude out this way. So you'll see here that it's going to extrude all the way through to that side. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to check all these other ones. It says cut, press OK, and it's extruded out that center line. There it is. Okay, now it's consumed my other sketch, right? The circle's missing now. What do I do? So I got to go back to my sketch where the circle was, right? There it is. You'll see it light up. I'm going to go right click, edit that sketch, click on that circle, and press E for extrude. Now I'm going to extrude that circle. Okay, so you're going to go back to that sketch and extrude it, and the depth of that circle goes from here to here, and that is 52. Okay, there's 52 right there. So we're going to go back and extrude that in, so that's going to be negative, so minus 52, and voila, there we go. So there's my circle that goes in, right? There's the line at the bottom, and there's my block. Okay, so I've successfully drawn my block out, and the measurement should be set. So once you have this done, make sure you save it. So click Save, and save this as CO2 car block. Okay, and then you just save that and you're all set to go. All right, so go ahead and make that design, and you should be all good. If you have any questions, we'll go over this more tomorrow in class.